what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a snake kind of themed makeup look. I am using the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette, and I'm also using the Carnival palette, the Be Perfect and Stacey Marie Carnival palette. So we're just going to jump right on into it. I really hope that you guys like this look. So, I'm first going to go into the Stacey Marie palette. Ooh, the Stacey Marie palette, and I'm going to go in with that yellow, that mustardy kind of yellow. I just need a transition color. I am using my mirror over here. I'm just going to bring that color on up. Bring it up a little more. Go in on this side and darken this side up a little bit, and I'll blend it towards the top a little lighter. The joys of having a hooded eye. Gotta make sure the color shows. Okay, I don't want to go too high because I want to blend that on out. So that is the first step. Then I'm gonna go into the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean. I'm going to go into this spruced up color. It's this green. It's really pretty. Trusty mirror so I can see. I thought that I would kind of talk to you guys about some of my experiences. I've kind of told you guys some before, but I thought that I want to tell y'all some more. Our first apartment here at this complex, it was very, very haunted. Well, I don't know if it was haunted or some people say it's me and it follows me. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've been told. So I went to a psychic in New Orleans, and she said that it follows me. That's always great, huh? Whatever it is, it follows me. So I was like, great. But we were having really bad problems with our TVs cutting on and off. It was really, really weird. And then I think I might have told this story before, but I'll tell you guys again in case you're new to this channel and you've never heard it. One night I was laying in bed. I had just woken up and I went to the kitchen. I'm really bad about like going and eating in the middle of the night. Like I'm horrible at it. And I went and I had gotten a snack. And then I come out, so I was wide awake, you know, and I came back to bed, and I'm laying there, hadn't been in bed very long, still wide awake, laying in bed, and all of a sudden it felt like something was, and it was like this pressure just pushing me like down into the bed. I started kind of like freaking out. And it was like something just told me, just pray. So that's exactly what I did. I started praying. And the pressure just continued to push down on me. It was very, very scary. I just continued to pray. And then it kind of like lifted up a little bit. The weight kind of like lifted up, like lightened up. And then it just went full force and pushed down on me. And scared the shit out of me. Like, scared the shit. But the whole time it was like something was telling me, don't open your eyes. Just pray. So that's what I did. I just prayed the whole time. And it went on for like probably 10 or 15 minutes. And then it was like it was over. I didn't know what it was, so I was like, of course I'm like terrified, you know, and it was like something was just like, just roll over and pretend like it never happened. Because I feel like things like want to cause you fear, you know? And it was like something was just saying like, just roll over, pretend like it never happened, like, you know. So that's exactly what I did. I rolled over and acted like nothing was happening. So, but yeah, it was very, very scary. It's probably one of the scariest times, like scariest experiences I've ever had. It's crazy when you're there in the moment and you have no explanation for what's going on. I know I wasn't asleep. I knew I was wide awake because I had been pigging out in the kitchen, you know. So I knew that I was 100% awake. I know people will tell you like, oh, you just fell asleep. No, I didn't just fall asleep. I was wide awake. I know that I was wide awake. So that was one of the things that had happened. And then it was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Then one day, we have a black lab. Her name's Stella. We were at home. We had just moved into this bigger apartment. We were at home, me and Stella, and we are in our bedroom, and Stella's like laying at the end of the bed, and all of a sudden she just kind of sits up and is going over and over and over. And I was like, F this. And like, Stella like turned to me and I was like, F this. And we just jumped up off the bed and ran into the living room. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was terrifying. Like, it was absolutely terrifying. I was super, super scared. Morning, I was getting ready. I was showering. I was the only one here. At the time, Stella used to stay in her crate. We didn't really, we would only let her out, like, when we were, like, just kind of, you know, here with her. But I was going to work that morning, so she was in her crate, because I was showering. In the shower, and, in the shower, I hear Stella start like losing her shit, like she is going crazy in our bedroom. And I just kind of like froze a little bit because I was like, what is going on? Why is she going insane, you know? The first thing that went through my mind was somebody's in our house. It's gonna break this door down in a second and they're probably gonna kill me, you know? So I'm like in the bathroom trying to come up with a strategy on what to do. You know, I didn't take any clothes in there, so the only thing I had was a towel, you know, that I was drying off with. You know, or I guess I could have put my pajamas on that I had just taken off when I got in the shower. But when you're in a situation like that, you don't really think. You're just thinking like, how do I get out of here? You know, and oh, sorry guys. I'm completely forgetting. Okay, so I took Spruce Up and went into the crease and kind of the outer, and now I'm going in with Desert Storm. I'm just putting in layers to it, layers of color. So I was just like, how do I get out of here? You know, I'm terrified. Like, how am I gonna get out of this apartment? So I come up with the brilliant idea, like, I don't think I'm, like, the best, like, strategy maker in intense situations. That's just not my, it's not what I'm good at, you know? So I decided to put a towel, wrap the towel around me, tie it, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to count to 3, we'll open the door, run down the hallway as fast as I can, so straight shot to our door, and then go out the door. So, but then I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh crap, we have a runner rug in our hallway. And I'm thinking, like, if you hit that runner rug, your ass is done for. So I knew that I had to jet out of the bathroom and hit the wall and run down, kind of like down the side and not on the runner. So I sat there. You know, when you're in a situation where you think your life is in danger, I think that you kind of, like, even if you're not good in that situation, like, survival mode kicks in, you know, and I think that you would be very surprised at things that you can do when you think that something's fixing to happen to you. So that's what I did. I tied the towel around me. I'm like there with my hand on the doorknob, you know. I'm like, okay, we're fixing to do this. So, I count to 3. On 3, I flung the door open, ran out, hit the wall, run down the side of the hallway, to the front door, unlock the door, open it up, run down the stairs. I mean, I'm like bare feet, you know, like straight up out of the shower, like towel, running down the stairs at my apartment complex, down to the sidewalk. And I turn around to see if anybody had followed me. Of course they didn't. There was nobody behind me. And I was thinking, like, they were going to kill me. They would probably been behind me, you know? That's, your brain is just, you think of all kinds of things. So I was like, well, if somebody was behind, it was going to kill me, they should have followed me, you know? Like, why would they let me out of the apartment? So that's when I realized, like, I'm standing at, you know, 6, it was probably 6:40, 6:45 at the time, in a towel outside my apartment complex. I'm a thick guy, and all I had on was a towel. So I'm just like, I'm naked outside pretty much, besides this towel, you know, and I'm just like, I have to do something. Like, I'm pretty much naked. So I decided that I was going to go back inside. Well, first I was going to see if anybody was I was going to holler from the door and see if anybody was inside the apartment. Don't have a cell phone to call anybody. I mean, it's in the morning. I don't see any neighbors. But I don't have a cell phone. It's in the bathroom. So, because I guess I wasn't thinking to take that with me when I decided to run naked out of the apartment down the stairs. So, I'm just like, I'm outside, I'm naked. So, I go to the door, open the door, and I'm like, if anybody's in here, you need to come out. You need to come out. Nobody says anything. So, I'm like creeping in the apartment. I go one room by one room. There's nobody in my apartment. Stella's not barking. She's just quiet. And then I'm just like, what is going on here? What has just happened? You know? Like, what is going on? And I was just like, okay, well, you know, this has to be the ghost, you know? And finished getting ready, went to work like nothing had happened. I don't think I told anybody that day because, you know, you don't want people to think that you're a crazy person. I mean, you know, you're running down the stairs naked. People, unless they're in that situation, they're not going to think that they don't get it, you know? You're going to look like a crazy person to them, so I was just like, I'm just not going to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet. I'll tell Lamar when he gets home. So, yeah. And then, so that was one issue. And these things usually happen with me. It's just me here by myself, or when I was by myself. one night, I saw something walk past the bedroom door. You know, like the light that's around the door edge? I saw something walk past it, and I knew that I had saw something walk past it. And I was like, something just walked past the door. He's just like, it's nothing. You know, it's nothing. You're imagining it. I was like, oh, okay. He gets up the next morning. He has to be at work at like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 something in the morning. He always puts his keys on the counter, the kitchen counter. He walks past the kitchen, realizes he doesn't have his keys, turns around. Every cabinet door in our kitchen was wide open. Every cabinet, every drawer. He walks back, wakes me up, and is like, you need to come and see this. So I'm like asleep, pretty much walking down the hallway, walking to the kitchen. I see every drawer, every door open in our kitchen. And he's just like, you need to handle this. That was kind of our situation. Like, it's weird, and it's crazy because nothing has really happened in a while. So now I'm fixing to go into the Carnival palette because I need a darker brown. And I'm going to go in with this, it's hard to do this, this Intuition right here. So I have talked to our neighbors a little bit. They've had things go on too. And I'm just going to go in that inner corner and darken that inner corner. They've experienced things, which is weird too. But then that's how I found out that a young man actually died here. I don't think about that, you know, that could be a contributing factor. Was addicted to drugs. He OD'd and passed away in the apartment. So I don't know if that, you know, that could be it. Go back in that dark brown, and I'm going to darken in my inner corners. That is one thing that can contribute to what goes on here. I've only really been scared like one night. I was laying in bed, and you know how metal feels like when it's frozen? Something touched my back, and it felt like a hand, but it was like it felt frozen, and it jolted me. It jolted me up. I had just laid down in the bed, and I said, nope, not tonight. And I went and got a Bible out of my office, and I slept with the Bible in the bed with me the whole night. You just kind of know when things are a good spirit or a bad spirit, you know? So, after the situation in the kitchen went down, we had went to New Orleans. I decided that I was going to go see a psychic. So, I've decided, like, I'm not going to tell her anything. Okay. Oh, sorry. Before I start this part, I'm going to go in with Sahara right here, this green. It's really pretty. It's a metallic-y green. I decide that I'm not going to tell her anything. I want to see if she will tell me what is going on. I go in. She's like, you know, doing my reading. I'm just like, yes, no. She was very spot on. Very spot on. Told me things that nobody else would know. Very, very spot on. And I was very, very happy. So then she said, is there anything else? And I said, no. So I go to stand up. She goes to stand up, and she grabs my wrist. You panic kind of a little bit whenever somebody grabs your wrist like that. And she looks at me in my eyes and said, they're not here to scare you. They just want to talk. I immediately broke into tears. And she said, she continued talking to me. She said, do you know what I'm talking about? And I said, yes, ma'am. And so then we had a conversation. Um, it was a very good conversation. She told me that I guess spirits know who are sensitive and who they can talk to. And she said she had told me that they knew that I could communicate with them, or that I could hear them, or could sense them. And she told me they're not here to scare you or hurt you. They just want to talk to you. She said, "Are you ever scared?" And I said, "Well, I have been a couple of times." And she said, "Well, don't let it scare you." She said, "There are good spirits and there are bad spirits." She told me what I could do, if I was scared. There was a spirit that scared me. And, she told me what to do. I do have sage for those situations. She told me to sage our house. Told me to take it all the way down to the sidewalk. I'm going to go back in with that dark brown, and I'm just going to blend the edges together. So, I felt pretty comfortable. I felt pretty comfortable after that conversation. It just validated a lot of stuff to me, because I've always had weird things, happen or go on in my life. And I just didn't have an explanation for it, I didn't know why. And she just validated that I wasn't crazy, and that what happened that night in the apartment with everything in the kitchen, that was real. I don't feel that was any kind of maliciousness to that. I think that was because we would turn the TV off. I'm talking about like we've had numerous TVs in our living room because we've upgraded the size, and the TVs would turn themselves back on. And this is not like you click it in, you set it down, it turns back on. Like you click it off, you are cleaning up the kitchen or whatever, the TV comes back on 5-10 minutes later. It's here and interacting with us, I guess. Okay, so that is the eyelids. I'm going to go and I'm going to smoke out my bottom lash. You know that something knows that it's here, But, she told me they're not here to scare you. They just want to talk to you. Sit here and have a conversation. I don't know that much. I haven't communicated with... I have told whatever is here to quit turning on TVs. I am boisterous to them sometimes. Because you have to, because we can't spend all night with you turning on the TV. Me turning it off. So I have literally had conversations where I'm like, stop turning the TV on. Things like that can be a little weird, that you are sitting there literally talking to air. You're not really talking to a person, and you can't see what you're talking to. But I have had conversations like that where I have to kind of put my foot down and be like, stop. It's time to go to sleep. I don't think that it's something that's trying to hurt me or anything. I do feel like there have been some spirits that have been a little scary. But you handle those situations as they come. So, whatever that was cold that night that touched my back, that scared me really bad. That did scare me. Scared me pretty good. Most days nothing happens, it's just like it's just normal, and then sometimes things, it's really a lot of activity, Since I had that conversation with her, I think it opened my eyes up a lot, and I don't get scared. Because when you first start seeing things, it can scare you, but I don't feel like I'm scared now. I think that they just won't acknowledge that they're here. Whatever it is, I feel like that's just what, and maybe that's what they need. Maybe they just need to know that they need somebody to know that they're here, and maybe I provide that for them. I have had to tell, I have I will not lie. And I have been like in the bathroom before, and like I'll be getting out of the shower or something, and I'll feel like something is standing behind me, and I'll have to literally say, please do not show me yourself. Please do not let me wipe this mirror off and you be standing behind me, because I will have a heart attack and I will die right here in this bathroom. And then go to wipe the mirror and nothing's there. So, you know, we just kind of have a little understanding, I guess. So, ooh, brought that up a little bit, kind of high. So I guess we're gonna flare that today. It's gonna be a super smoky look. I don't know if I like that or not. Alright guys, I'm gonna pop on some lashes and a little liner, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I am back. I put on a little bit of mascara and some lashes, and yeah, this is the look. This palette, the e.l.f. Earth and Ocean palette, it's the bomb. I really like this look. It's giving me like snake vibes. But yeah, I had fun sitting down with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the stories. Please send me in your stories if you don't mind me reading them here on my channel. I would really love to know about your experiences. But yeah, thanks again guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.